Okay.
All right.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to a very special winter solstice episode of Spire, titled Mayhem by Moonlight, which means good things. Good things. Means it's going to be a good episode.
Good things.
We have good things to look forward to, like our wonderful rope wife and skywhales.
Rope wife.
Those are two great compound words. Rope
Listen.
wife.
I'm just fit to be tied for this episode.
Oh, boy. Yep,
This package.
I see what you did there. I see.
It is bound to be a good one. Let's go and say who we are, who we're playing today. Hi, I'm Jess. This is my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm talking really fast because we have to hurry up. So I am Kosa, your good spooter wife. Always happy to wife other excellent wives. Just saying, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Jason. Let's go.
I'm aware. I've been aware.
And I'm not greedy. I will share, just because I know Megan is here on this same is here with
emotional
me.
Journey.
Yeah. Speaking of Megan, hi Megan.
Hello, I am Megan. I am also here in this emotional journey of both being in love with Rope Wife and being upset at Jason for not letting us meet her. So that's just the state I am in. But hello, I am Megan, and I will be Imogene, your idol, who's definitely not gonna try to just run away and join a caravan, but it'll be totally fine. But first, hijack a skywhale. It's gonna be great.
Perfect. Let's go around to Nicholas.
Yeah, hi, I'm Nicholas, and I will be playing Mirabelle, who is a inksmith. Yes, inksmith.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yep.
Just double checking. Let me check my notes. Inksmith.
Yeah,
Yes.
And it has come to my knowledge that I am a chaos gremlin, so...
Is this
This recent?
I was gonna say
This is new
information.
This is the second campaign I run for Nicholas.
I feel like this is not news.
Excuse.
The label is new. I mean, I've always been...
But
He only recently self-identifies as Chaos Gremlin.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm calling shenanigans on that, but
yeah, but we're fine.
For a while, I actually thought I was playing smart, capable characters.
They are smart and capable, but instead they choose to do chaos.
Yeah, I mean, it's you learn things by playing RPGs, so play RPGs, kids.
Heck yeah. Dustin.
my name is Dustin. I've been playing Vermis in the Sage Torth of the Lost Chapters.
Thank you. No further questions.
No further questions.
Jason, please take us in.
All right. Hi, I'm Jason. I'm the game master for Spire. Just to let everyone know, today's going to be a slightly shorter episode because we have multiple people go with multiple things going on this afternoon, including Jess doing a whole special board game stream later. So tune in back here later. At 6 Eastern?
Yep.
All right, 6
That's
Eastern.
6.
So we're going to get rolling. I'm just going to do a really quick recap of last time. Last session, the group was split into 2 groups, each with different goals in mind. Cahosa and Imogene went down to the Blue Docks to meet with a midwife. Now that the midwives of the hatcheries have all been regulated with new restrictions imposed upon them by the Alfear. They were meeting in secret with a clandestine midwife who is linked to the ministry. But that was really just a way to get them to meet with the real Madame Faye Iranian, who kind of bailed on them recently. But she conveyed some information about the current state of things and how the fake Madame Faye Iranian, servant of the cult of the masked god, is now using the solar pantheon of the Alfear and their church, the Solar Basilica, as a legitimate front for the spread of their cult. Meanwhile, while that was happening, Mirabelle and Torith met with Dash, their Airlark friend, who rides on a mega corvid and steals things from skywhales, as you do, who has been keeping them in supplies while they've been in hiding for the past 3 months. But together they hatched a plan. In order to get into the Solar Basilica to stop the masked god and the fake Madame Faye Iranian, they came up with a bit of a diversion. They're going to hijack a skywhale and create a distraction with it so the rest of them can sneak in via Mega Corvid into the Solar Basilica when no one's looking. Along the way, they also met the Rigger, aka Rope Wife, a semi-retired bound/pirate, who is really just my way of attacking Jess and Megan while they were unable to meet that character for last session. And also, Imogene and Cahosa went to a very interesting caravan to procure some shadow glass, which is a special red-tinted glass used by the drow that protects them from the sunlight, but also protects them from the special blinding weapons that the paladins of the Alfir use. So now, we skip slightly ahead a few days. The team has acquired their shadow glass, which I believe you were making it into a combination. There were some goggles and some masks.
Yeah, I got a mask and everybody else got goggles because I'm fancy.
You probably won't need them right now, but you have them now. And the 4 of you are assembled on the Perch, which is the district of the Spire that we saw last time, which is basically nailed to the side of the Spire on the outside. It's just a chaotic collection of tacked on homes and buildings that are barely hanging onto the side of the Spire. The 4 of you have met there, and Dash is with you.
My son.
And you, the 5 of you together, are waiting for the Rigger to arrive. Dash has a bit of a plan in mind for you. The Rigger is setting up the target, what skywhale you're going to hijack, and presumably has some in or advantage that you can use, because the Rigger is very patched in with the skywhale crews. But Dash has rigged up with the Rigger's help, a net system carried by 4 mega corvids that will get the 6 of you onto a skywhale. From there, those 4 mega corvids, once the distraction is set up, those 4 mega corvids will take the 4 of you to the Solar Basilica. But right now, the 5 of you are waiting in the Perch. Dash is sort of nervously tapping his foot against a rickety piece of wooden lattice work that seems to be indirectly holding up a house that looms above the 5 of you. So we're really getting into this, huh?
You don't have to come with us if you don't want to. Yeah, I'm good. Plus, right. I mean, you're using my mega corvids, so true. I should probably be there. Are you all ready for this?
Are we sure this is going to work? We've been thinking about it, and we may have heard a disembodied voice summarize what we've been planning.
As you're saying this, Dash is like tilting his head, like.
Do we have another option? This is kind of what it's led us to.
Yeah, and Mirabelle will pat Torith on the shoulder and then look at Dash and say, yeah, we were born ready for this.
Forrest just slowly turns their head towards Mirabelle.
Such confidence.
I've never left the Spire or the ground.
Well, we're not leaving the Spire. We're going to be Spire adjacent.
With
Technically.
no ground.
Well,
Yeah, but
I'm sure one of you has done this before, Torith.
So, presumably somewhere there is a Torah that probably has done something like this before.
It takes a long time, but for a split second, you see all of Torith's clothes change into looks like a flying ace sort of outfit. The one where Torith was like a Corvid racer.
I think while that's happening, Dash was like looking at Imogene when Imogene was speaking, looks back, and Torith's outfit has changed. Has Torith's hair changed also?
Yeah, it's like a short cut, so it doesn't fly around.
So Dash looks back and she's like, what?
It's like coiffed, like a 50s racer sort of.
Oh, that happens. That's just Torith.
That's weird.
It is weird, but you don't get used to it, actually.
Yeah.
It's less surprising.
Okay. Well, as long as there's a Torith here for this.
yeah.
There's always
a
Torith.
And as you say that, the sixth member of your group approaches. Two of you, well, three of you have met the rigger before, but two of you have not. She is a very muscular and tall drow woman, short hair and very intense red eyes.
Does she look like a wife?
That was literally what I was gonna say. I was like, on the wife scale, how wife is she?
Like, how wife is she? Like, are the clothes she's wearing made of wife material?
So she is wearing right now a sleeveless shirt, and you can actually see there are
Yes.
Yep.
subtle scars on her arms.
Oh, yep.
You can continue.
She's wife
keep
all
going.
the way down.
She's just absolute wife.
Bottom to top wife. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Something tells me just top wife.
Yeah, no, I think the rigger is definitely a top wife.
Top to top wife.
Top to top wife. I'd just like to remind everyone that this stream is rated adult. So, apologies, but also you have been warned.
You didn't know what you were getting into.
Yep. Okay.
Anywho.
Yeah, sorry. So our wife
So-
approaches.
Yep.
And she's also wearing around her, she has a rope that's sort of tied across her chest. And on the end of it is a fairly wicked looking collapsible, looks like a hook, barbed hook that folds in on itself. And right now it's collapsed, so it just, the barbs are not sticking out, but you can see mechanisms where they can be extended.
I'm kind of surprised that the hook isn't made of rope as well.
It is not.
You should see her house. It was ropes on ropes.
I mean, but at that point, how big of a lasso are we talking if you're not going to have a hook? Quite large, I imagine. Hello! So you're the one who's done this before?
Yes, you must be the two that I haven't met yet. I'm the rigger.
Yes, I
That
can see
first and last name, the last name rigor.
Yes, that's the name I'll go by for today. And you two are?
Imogene. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I suppose for today, I'll go by Kosa. It is lovely to meet you. I assume you've been given the heads up about our current situation.
I have.
Well, it is very good of you to help us knowing that.
Well, you're going after Solar Basilica and the Alfear. They aren't friends of mine.
That is what
Plus,
we like to hear.
This sounds like a lot of fun.
I can understand. Yeah, okay. All right.
There are other adjectives I would choose before fun, but
Exciting.
all right. No, not that.
Thrilling,
either.
adventurous. Dashing.
She knows what's up.
Necessary.
Yes, necessary. That is
Deadly.
the main one. Yeah. Well,
So, to catch the rest of you up, I found us a target. There's some things I should go over first with you.
Are like safety rules? Words we need to know?
do we need to sign a waiver?
NDAs? Because I don't work with those.
No NDAs.
I would like an NDA, a non-death agreement.
I'm afraid there are none of those as well.
Shame.
But I've picked us a good target. Maybe not the easiest target. But it did occur to me that if this skywhale is going to be a distraction, that it would probably help to pick something they'd be less inclined to immediately shoot down.
And that would be?
There's a skywhale stationed off the Spire right now. It's called Shield of Summer. It belongs to the military of the Spire.
Oh, great.
It's back from the front and is currently stationed here, awaiting refitting and redeployment.
This being a military whale, would that not increase the difficulty of acquiring said whale?
Fortunately, only slightly. I have friends on the crew. The majority of the crew are drow, pressed in the service. They're not particularly fond of it, as you can imagine. I have spoken to some of them who are friends. And they are anxious to help us on board and perhaps assist us a bit. In exchange, once we have the skywhale, I'm going to do my best to let them off back at the Spire safely, where they can flee from their servitude.
Win-win.
But there are some Alfear soldiers on the skywhale that we will have to contend with.
Well, I mean, if the other drow know we're coming and the Alfear do not, hopefully all the easier to just let them off.
I'm sure it's all things we can deal with. And I worked with Dash on the plan to get us on board using his megacorvids and the sort of net he set up. The megacorvids will stay on the skywhale as we secure it. And then you four will take those megacorvids to the Solar Basilica, while Dash and I set this skywhale on a course to be a distraction. Fortunately, since this is an Alfear military skywhale, they're going to hesitate before shooting it down. And that gives us the time we'll need to get off the thing before it is attacked.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Are all of you ready?
Yeah.
Dash looks like he's about to shrug, and then he stops and says, "Ready." And
Have everyone done their stretches?
it's always important to stretch before hijacking. All right, so let's do this. Dash moves away from where he was leaning against that wooden lattice work, and he walks to the edge of this platform of the perch, and he reaches into his pockets and pulls out a whistle. He blows on the whistle, and none of you hear anything. But 4 large ravens, I mean, the size of large dogs, fly up and land on this platform. And he then goes back to where you were standing, gets the rigging, the net that he and the rigger had designed, and starts attaching it to harnesses that are on the megacorvids. All right, we're doing this. We're doing this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Taurus?
Do you have a tummy ache?
Taurus, is there something you'd like to share with the class?
Let's get this. Let's just go.
Right. Dash pats one of the backs of the birds, and the 4 birds take off, but they are sort of flying in almost like a hovering. They're flapping and hovering and carrying this netting underneath them. All right. Now, everyone on board.
All right. God, one of these days I'll start wearing sensible shoes.
But not today.
But not today.
No. Why would you do such a thing?
So the 4 of us are going in the bird net, and then Dash and the rigger are going on their own to skywhale, or are we all going in bird net and then
all going in bird
branch
net?
it? Okay. I will climb into bird net.
Attempt to look like cargo. Should I look box shaped?
No, you don't have to look like cargo.
Should I look
I'm
box-shaped?
interested in how you would accomplish that, but
Yes, tell us more about how you are box-shaped.
He's gonna dead drop a refrigerator box and just climb into it.
I just, look angular. Yeah.
I will climb into bird net.
all right. The rigger sort of very strangely lightly climbs into the netting. Like she's buff
She knows her
and
way
tall,
around ropes.
but she seems to just almost like not even. Like the birds don't appear weighted down when she climbs into the netting.
I'm making a bound next time for sure.
Her favorite terrain is rope, so I mean it makes sense.
And she extends an arm out to Imogene.
We all just went.
Yep, I'll just reach out and
So
grab her hand and let her help me into net.
Yep, she helps you in. And then she does the same to each one of you, except for Dash, who just sort of scurries onto the netting. Outside here, it's pre-dawn, so it's dark, but the sun will be coming up probably in an hour or so. The moon is still out and is heavy in the sky. There are also snow flurries. This is winter, although most of the time you wouldn't be aware of it because you'd be inside the spire. But big fat snowflakes are swirling around in the sky.
Okay.
Away we go. And the 4 megacorvids pull away from the perch, and for the four of you who are not familiar with any of this, there's a really disorienting sense of vertigo for a moment when there's no ground underneath you and just a net that is swaying lightly underneath four birds.
This is fine.
Torth, like, eyes are closed. He's clutching their book tight to their chest.
They're saying the rosary.
And just, I mean, they're mumbling to themselves.
Don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Well, this is an experience.
Cold wind is whipping around you in the sky. The snowflakes landing on you, and then usually promptly melting. But the four birds carry the six of you up and away from the spire and around a bit of the spire. Ahead, you can see in the darkness the scaffolds and the netting work of the airlarks outside the Silver District. And you fly above that, and ahead you see about a half dozen different skywhales that are stationed hundreds of feet away from the spire. They're not usually allowed to directly approach. And you see one. Well, I mean, I guess I should also add that skywhales are not just whales that are in the sky. They are strange, somewhat, what's a good word? Insectoid?
Amorphous blobs?
I was like buggy.
Yeah, they are
Mayfly-ish, kind of like, or the ones that make the little nests. And
they have giant,
buggish,
like, air sacs that are on their backs.
Attractive. Continue.
They're just filled with like a lighter than air gas, and that's how they fly.
They're just
but
big
they also,
gassy boys.
Yep, they're big gassy boys.
slightly
They have
cuter versions of overlords from StarCraft.
I mean, this is kind of the sort of whale you would expect to find in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I
or
found the
something.
picture. This is what they look like.
Yep.
Big gassy boys.
Big gas
They
boys.
have some insectoid legs, but they also have a number of tentacles that drape down from their bodies.
Ooh,
As you do.
tentacles, of course.
You have my attention.
Go on.
Are we going close enough for go coochie coochie coochie?
I mean, you will be.
You can give them 10 tickles.
What do I have to roll to give them 10 tickles?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
No. Let's continue for now. It's fine. We'll find out later.
We'll circle back.
Yeah. It's fine.
But you do notice that the one that you are approaching has the usual scaffolding attached to it. So they usually have wooden scaffolding attached to their bodies where the crew operates and where cargo is kept and netted up. But this one also has draping down from the scaffolding a silvery, it shimmers in the pre-dawn darkness in the moonlight. It's a cloth-like material that hangs down from its body, sort of almost covering the tentacles and legs.
Since we know it's military grade, can we presume this is some sort of armor, or like does it
Or is it, like,
appear
stealth
defensive,
technology?
or like Can we? Oh hey, Madame the Rigger, the shininess. That's unusual for these, or?
Yes, that is an Alfear construction. It is an armored cloth of some sort of their make.
I gotta get me some of that.
That makes sense. I mean, if we steal this, then that means it is more impervious to harm when it approaches as well.
Yes, that is true. And they do use this particular military skywhale on the front to drop munitions on the enemy.
And by the enemy, you mean...
Oh, this one is used against the gnolls.
Ah.
And I assume we can't get close enough to actually just drop the explosives on.
We may find someone we're there.
Because then we might not even have to go into this basilica. We can just blow it up.
I doubt that these munitions would be enough to blow up the basilica, but
Because is the basilica visible from outside the spire, or you would have to go in?
it's visible from outside the spire.
Because it's on part of the very upper tier.
Yep, and it's built on the outside. It once before the occupation of the spire by the Alfir, it was once a temple to the moon goddesses of the drow. And then they took it over.
Proper goddess. How dare they with this sun nonsense?
Yes. They took it over and rebuilt it, and now it's a somewhat gaudy.
Somewhat gaudy.
I would say, knowing the Alfir, it's incredibly gaudy.
Don't even don't downplay this.
It's 94%
it's terribly gaudy
Yeah.
and horrible, and we would do everyone a favor to get rid of it.
Yep.
Oh, I see it.
The money who matters.
Yeah,
We need to push it off the ledge so that we can have the moon goddess worship place intact again.
Okay, so we're on the lower perch, or the middle perch, or the upper perch.
You started out in the middle perch,
Okay.
but now you're flying up to. You're outside the sky docks. You're a few hundreds of feet away from the sky docks where the skywhales are.
This is the salt. I'm trying to share so anyone that's watching can see. This is what we want to baboom, and we're down here.
Yeah, but you're flying up there now.
Ha.
Aha.
It's a very good book.
It is a very good book. Product placement on the Spire stream.
Oh, hi.
Oh, you mean this book?
Spire today is brought to you by Spire.
Oh, my goodness.
By Grant Howard and
yes.
Christopher Taylor.
It's
wonderful
I do
that we all
enjoy a good book. I am trying to find the page that has the map on it.
So
It's right at the
six-
beginning. It's
Oh, huzzah! Yes.
It's right at
Wonderful.
welcome to.
Perfect. Okay.
For
yes.
more about Spire, go to rowanrookanddecker.com.
Anyway, back to the game.
Yeah.
So the six of you approach the skywhale in the darkness, and you realize that this was all planned out very well, that you are very hidden in the darkness. I mean, 4 large ravens are not very visible, and you don't have any lights or anything illuminated on you that would make you stand out.
Can I magic eyeballs look for any magical defenses?
Yes, you can. So you have your multiple eyes right now?
I always have them. They're
All right.
permanently asphyxiated to my face now. I got the surgery and everything. I get to keep them. It's not a temporary thing anymore.
Nothing horrifies me than the thought of eye surgery.
Well, no,
That's
just to add.
true.
Just to add a bunch. Just
Oh, that's all.
I didn't have to
Not
alter
less
the ones I already
horrifying.
had. Oh, come on. Sorry, I
It's just
apologize.
put more eyes on my face.
I apologize. I just
It's good. I love it.
listen. It was a gift from my goddess, and I just really love it. Okay.
It's a gift from one of your goddesses.
She's fine. No need to worry.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about how many goddesses I have to my goddesses.
It's a hot topic.
Okay, so yeah, sorry. I want to look with my eyeballs, my many goddess gifted eyeballs, which
Okay.
will allow me to see anything occult or sort of magical
So
in
you're,
nature.
you're scanning that skywhale, and
Yeah.
nothing appears enchanted or occult about it right now.
Okay. Cool.
Even the armor doesn't set off any sort of enchantments.
Oh, really? The armor isn't magical? It's just...
Nope. But as you're doing this, the rigger sort of turns to you and is looking into your many eyes. So, that's pretty neat.
It is a blessing from my goddess. And it is something I just try to use to keep us safe. I just wanted to make sure there was not any unexpected surprises or defenses or anything like that.
She sort of leans closer to you in the rope netting and says, "Do you spin webs?"
Unfortunately, I don't personally have that gift, but my sweetlings, and I will show her like one of my babies. My darling sweetlings sometimes do that for me.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And she sort of leans back. And soon after she finishes talking to you, the net now rises over part of the scaffolding near the front of the skywhale. Nobody is immediately visible in the area, and it's sort of the corvids lower the net onto the planking, and then they land. So now the net is flat on the wooden planks, and the 6 of you are on the skywhale.
There's no one like immediately around us, like.
There wasn't, but then as you're sort of
come on,
getting off the net, well, you see.
Thanks, Jess.
Hey, no, do not pin this on me. I want to look out just make sure there's no one around.
Well, now that you mention it.
Yeah.
So you see turning a corner on one of the planking, like a bobbing dim light, a lantern of sorts, and someone approaching you, and they stop, and they hold up the lantern, and you can see it is a drow. And they see the 6 of you, and they look over at the rigger, and they just nod. And then they turn around, and they walk back the way they came.
So are we supposed to follow them?
No, they're just going to pretend we're not here for now.
All right.
We need to get to the pilot's platform and secure that. Then we'll have control of the skywhale. But there will be Alfir there.
This would be a good time to say that I took a knack in. I don't know what skill this would fall under, but sky piratey.
All right, you're gonna be a little more specific.
My knack is in sky piracy.
Yeah,
I think I'm just a little more good at fisticuffs. Maybe.
Okay, so like a fight knack?
Yeah, like a fight knack.
For specifically fighting on, like,
For specifically fighting
decking and
pirates.
on the decks of ships or
Decks of
skywhales.
ships, yes, or
Nice,
skywhales.
okay.
I know how to get around on a skywhale.
Okay.
Know your way around a skywhale.
I know all the ins and outs of skywhales.
Good. Because there are a few people on this ship we might have to show out.
Yes.
Might
Sure.
have to do
And I'm
some
keeping
murders.
the whole piratey look that Torth is now.
Noise.
I'm gonna attempt to make myself small and sneaky. I assume we're all doing a sneak.
Probably.
Are we? So we are not following them. You know where you're going. You're going to lead us there. Should we skim the outside of the ship all the way in, or?
Yes, we're going to need to walk across some of the rigging to get to the pilot's platform, but I know the way.
Rigging, like cloak bribing.
A bit.
Or rigging, like climbing nets. Nice.
I hate climbing ropes.
I love climbing ropes.
But on the other hand, it's better than, climbing chains.
That is an interesting distinction to make, Mirabelle. I
Have
would
you
like
walked
to hear
across all
more.
the bells at the perch? It's terrible. We have been doing it so much the last few months.
All right.
You were lucky where you were.
I'm not sure you agree, but
Yeah, like Okay. All right. If you want to lead the way, I'm sure we can all make ourselves as quiet as possible. And perhaps I will remain near the back, if you are leading, and I will watch. Yes, our rear guard, I suppose it's called. I'll do that.
Yeah, you watch our rear. And the ringer winks at you.
Dang it! Okay.
I mean, yeah. He's like, wait, how tall are you again? That's so funny.
Oh boy.
That's not what I meant, but it could be what I meant. But yeah, no, sorry. Kosa wants to unless exactly. I just know that in the past, Kosa's been only one with fight skill. So I know I'm one of the few with fight skills, so I want to just defensively protect us a little bit and watch out for that. Also, I'm more than happy to throw any Alfir overboard this ship.
Except for Taurus Knack, I think you're still the only one with the fight skill.
Yeah, surprisingly, I do not have the fight skill.
However, you do each have whatever weapons you normally have in your gear. And you see that the rigger reaches down and pulls out a axe, like a small axe, hand axe that she has, which itself has like a rope kind of grip to it.
I like it. I like it.
Okay.
And as she pulls out the axe, she brings it to her lips.
Hi, Mocha.
Kisses Mocha. Hey. My cat says hello. She takes out.
God.
Stop it, cat.
America boys.
She takes out this axe. She lifts it to her lips, kisses the blade a bit, whispers something that the rest of you can't hear to the axe, and then just hefts it in her hands.
Oh, I wish that was me. Oh, was that out loud? I mean,
you said my thoughts out loud.
Nothing.
Whoopsie. This is the thirstiest episode.
I know.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
All right. And Dash pulls out a crossbow, a small, like hand crossbow, similar to the one Torith has, but it doesn't fold up into a fancy box.
Yeah, I just have a dagger because I'm just like a little wuss. But I'm just gonna, I have decided that I have like a leg holster type thing, and I'm just gonna like unclip the holster or unclip it, so like if I need to draw it quickly, I can draw it quickly.
Do you have like a thigh scabbard?
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I'm finally wearing pants, so it actually comes in handy to
finally no.
have a scabbard.
We did enough things that made you regret not wearing pants that you finally put on pants.
I probably had to go have somebody like make pants.
I mean, you did know that you were going to be climbing around on a skywhale, so pants are probably good.
I can commission pants.
Yeah,
I did.
Coffins.
I did before we were all in hiding forever.
Yeah, I definitely like call it. I don't call it my whole babies because that's a whole thing.
So many babies.
I have like one. I have like one sitting at the ready, waiting for me to like thing, and then I have like a concealed, like just a long weighted chain. You know, it's not like, and then I'm now considering like, maybe some rope skill.
Suddenly, I have an interest in ropes.
Wait a sec.
This better not awaken anything in me.
This is not unrelated. Listen, I appreciate anyway.
And I believe Torith has his foldable, collapsible
My little
crossbow.
My box that turns into a crossbow.
And Mirabelle, you have a rapier?
Yeah, a rapier that's found.
Yep. It was found somewhere.
Reclaimed.
Don't ask questions.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it probably have some Aelfir design.
It has some Alfir lettering just on the pommel of the bottom of the blade.
Someone's initials.
Excuse you.
Someone's initials, but
Yeah. Someone's initials that does not contain an M whatsoever.
right, it doesn't match Mirabelle's name at all. All right, so you're on the deck, and the rigger starts leading you down the deck. Occasionally, you come across more drow who are stationed to keep a lookout on the skywhale. But every time you come across one of them, they look at you, they nod, and then they look the other direction.
This is convenient.
This is going very well, and I like it.
Oh, shit. We just said that. We shouldn't have said that.
Famous last words.
Oh,
It's making me a little bit paranoid.
Just keep moving. The quicker we go, the faster we're in and out.
And then ahead of you, the rigger sort of jumps from the end of one platform onto this netting that's on the side of the skywhale. She does it easily.
Yep.
And Dash follows and jumps on. But the rigger once again extends a hand out to you to help each of you onto the rigging.
Thank you.
Don't look down.
No
I wasn't planning on-
threat of that.
Jason,
Yes.
how do I feel when I take the rigger's hand? Like, is it a strong hand?
It is a strong, it's actually like a,
Do I feel safe in their arms?
it is she has a very strong grip, and also like her palms are calloused from working with so much rope.
It's not like an uncomfortable, like a callousing either, but I imagine I just feel like these are strong, confidence building hands.
Yes.
Know what they're doing.
I feel like the entire group needs a moment to process that.
This actually
Thinking about
made...
it since the first time you described she put her hands out to us, so. Bye, Jessica.
Sorry, I realized that I did want to do something that I think like Kosa's still kind of not as trusting as previously. So when it's her turn to cross over and interact with the rigger, I do just want to use my protector's eye for a second and like look at her very like closely and double check. And this just lets me know what she wants to protect above all else. I'm just like looking to see if what she said to us was true or not. Yeah, so I'm allowing her to help me across and be
Okay.
like,
But you're interested in knowing what she wants to protect.
yes, because she said very much at the beginning that she said the Solar Basilica is no friend, you know what I mean? The Alfir are no friend of hers. She's happy to help us get rid of it. I'm just making sure that this is true, you know? Be like,
Okay.
I'm gonna like, you know, as she helps, I'm gonna like look at her very closely and thank her. You know, thank you for doing this with us. I know it is very dangerous and puts you in a possibly a bad place with the Alfir.
So as you're saying that, she takes her hand and sort of look very deeply into her eyes for a moment, as you're clinging to this side of the skywhale, and you see flashes before you of drow in the perch. Some children, some older drow. Some look like they're grizzled and retired. But all of them are living in the perch. And all of them seem to be what she wants to protect the most.
And I'm going to smile at her and nod and just be like, I'm glad that we can trust you. And that you know how important this is.
I do. And it's good that you can trust me, considering you're dangling from the rigging on the outside of a skywhale right now.
Yes, it is inappropriate. You know, if I didn't want to trust you, it would have been good to have decided that before now.
Probably, but fortunately, we don't have to worry about that.
Exactly. Proceed.
And so you all climb across this rigging to another platform, and sort of hop down onto it without much noise. The rigger points up ahead. There's sort of this platform goes to a short set of stairs, and then there's another platform that wraps around the head of the skywhale, which is it doesn't have a large head. It's probably like half the size of a drow. It's an insectile head. It has like multiple compound eyes, and has like short stubby antennae. And around it is sort of almost like a crown, a platform, a deck. And she says, that's the pilot's deck. And from here, you can see a few people milling on it. You can't make out any details in the darkness from here.
We can't tell if they're Alfir or drow.
You can't tell, but the rigger says, those are Alfir.
Okay.
The officers. How do you want to do this? There are.
If they have any tickets.
Yeah, I want to leap on and grab them by the neck and then throw them out, and then I will spin around and kick them.
Are you actually doing all this?
Jason asked what we were going to.
Please say no.
Jason asked, "What are you gonna? How are you gonna do this?" And I'm thinking, like, the final
extremely heroically.
We'll see if we get there. There are 4 of them milling around the pilot's deck.
Okay.
Let me look at
4
my
of them.
abilities.
There are 6 of us. I mean, we got this.
Yes, but we wouldn't want them to raise any alarms or anything. That seems like
Eventually they'll figure out what's going on here if we pull this off, but
I'm just gonna
better to
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a moment of time.
Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna take a little bit of time while we're planning to use my ability Majesty, which makes it unable for people to target me in their attacks unless I attack them first. Please and thank you.
Yeah, yep. That's what you do.
Not surprised.
So in what way do you apply makeup to yourself as part of your?
I'm just like, do not attack. No. I'm trying to think because, if I can look more like Alfiri. I've got my mask. Well, I've got a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just try to make me look like a little bit Alfiri. So not so much that I look like it, but that at first glance they'd be like, nah, I probably want to attack one of these drow first.
Do we want them to be a little bit distracted so that they don't know what's going on at the beginning? Because then that goes into my abilities that I'm gonna ask.
I mean, a bit of confusion probably wouldn't help us. I mean, hurt us.
Yeah. So, Jason?
Yes?
A nose for trouble?
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Describe that one.
Civilized society is one bad decision away from descending into chaos. You make those bad decisions. Once per situation, ask the GM what action would cause the most trouble.
Probably that thing you just described before.
Yeah.
Boy, the most trouble. That's.
Can you?
But also, I've had this one since I was introduced. So I mean,
I think the most trouble is going to be a straight out assaulting these people, because it carries the risk of an alarm being raised.
If we don't want to go in first, I could send in my sweet little darlings to do it for us, if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should probably lurk in the shadows so that if they do something, we can act fast rather than, having to run up.
Yes. Who did that?
Your cover's blown.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna look to if no one in our party is saying anything, I'm gonna look.
I can make them pay attention to me. That's a thing I can do.
Yeah.
With magic.
Yes, one of the issues with my sweet babies is sometimes people scream. So I don't know if we want that.
Every time you've used the people scream.
You know what? Statistically, it is 100%. People do shriek quite a bit.
So maybe, I could definitely get their attention and distract them maybe long enough to sneak up behind and incapacitate them.
Yes, I think that would be if it's possible for us to come at them from behind so that they don't see us coming. A distraction of that sort might be a little better than the one I can provide.
So yeah, and
you should definitely position your little friends to aid us.
Just as a backup plan, but as of right now, they wouldn't be able to. Well, unless I were to be aggressive towards them first, they wouldn't be able to harm me at the current moment. So that might be our best course of action.
The rigger nods, says, distraction definitely sounds like a good start.
All right. So can you paint me a word picture of what we're looking at, where we are, where the people we're trying to distract are, and if there's any route for them to get around them?
So where you are, you're on a platform that's attached to the side of the skywhale. The pilot's deck or whatever, the pilot's platform is at the front of the skywhale around its head. So you can see about half of it from where you are. But it's easy enough for the rest of you to sort of push yourselves against the skywhale and not be seen. There's no easy way for them, other than walking. There's a platform that goes there with a short set of stairs that goes to the pilot's deck. For them to get to you, they'd have to use the same platform, or they'd have to go all the way around the skywhale, or they'd have to get really creative. There is rigging that's covering pieces of the skywhale that they could climb another way to get to, but
so let me know if this is something that's doable. So my thought process is I can go somewhere and try to distract people and bring them towards me, and then so am I trying are there people in the pilot's quarters too? Are we trying to get everybody out, or are we just trying to get the people that are on the platform right now out?
I don't know. There are four Alfir who are milling around the pilot's deck.
Yeah, we need to get to the pilot's deck.
We need to get to the pilot's deck. Yeah. All right. So is there a place where I can just kind of be oh, look at me, I'm just a person who works on the ship doing some work on the ship?
You can definitely wander up to them and pretend as if you're supposed to be there. It would be a deceive check for sure.
Well, I had a more theatrical idea.
Okay.
Because it's me. My thought was just to try to inconspicuously get to I don't know, rigging or something, and just I don't know, just start singing a sea shanty or air shanty, I guess, because we are in the air, just to try to get the attention of the outfit to be like, what is that?
You're
Type
gonna
of deal.
be a skywhale siren.
I'm gonna be a skywhale siren. Yeah. Oh my god, my brand.
I
Because
love this idea.
yeah, because with my center of attention advance, I can roll with mastery when I'm attempting to get everyone in a situation to focus on only me, or you and you alone, which should give proper distraction to everyone else to potentially do a sneak.
Okay, you can see.
While Imogen is doing this, can I try to see if I can spot the thing that's used for alarms or stuff like that, so we can.
Yeah. You do see something. Not far from where a few of these Alfir are walking around. You see a bell that's affixed to a pole, and you can imagine that's for sounding alarm or for communicating certain tasks that need to be done during the operation of a skywhale.
We need to get them away from that one.
Oh, well, I can draw them. Yeah, so I will pick a spot that is the opposite of that.
So
yeah, are we able to like, while she does that, are we able to sort of sneak around and try and come at it from that side?
First, I gotta figure out how successful I am at it.
First, you gotta sing a really good siren song.
A really good air shanty.
You look around though, and what you sort of land on is best for your plan.
Suddenly I have to go to the bathroom.
Someone needs more tea.
If you climb some of the rigging, there is sort of a upper deck platform above you. And you don't see anyone on that one, but you figure that would make a nice perch to sing from.
All right. I'm real good at climbing. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just look at everyone and be like, well, wish me luck. And I'm just, before anyone can say anything, I'm just going to scurry on up.
Okay. I'm going to say you don't need to check for this climbing because it is, it's built to be climbed, and as long as you take your time doing it, you're not under any sort of pressure to shimmy up quickly or anything. So you climb onto this upper deck, which is just a short deck, and my cat is nudging my laptop.
Oh god.
He was sleeping when we started, but so there's this small upper deck and there's nobody up there right now. And you just sort of look around and it'll do. It makes a nice little stage.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of look around and just start. I'm sure I know some shanties, and I will just start singing a boat song.
Okay. Center of attention.
I know a bajillion. I have a playlist of shanties on my Spotify that I listen to nonstop. But yeah, what kind of role would this be?
So
I just
center
get to
of
roll with
attention doesn't have a
mastery.
role. It just has a mastery on your skill check for what you're doing.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say this is a.
It's compel.
Yeah, compel plus high society.
That's what I'm talking about. So if I'm rolling with mastery, how is that one extra die?
Yep.
So 4 dice.
So 4 dice.
Ooh.
Because I have them both. I have compel and high society.
So take one of those dice away. So 3 dice because it's difficulty 1.
Yeah.
Well, that was a 10. I got a 10 and a 9 and a 7. So
then you are.
You take
quite
your
good.
difficulty 1 and you can just
Yeah.
I like the stare roll that you did. Just like
GM, take your bullying and go.
Not bullying.
It's literally his job.
Yes. So tell me about your sea air shanty singing up on your little stage.
Sorry.
Oh no.
Listen, it's not our fault. We're fine, okay?
I feel like you have to let chat definitely know about what we're laughing
sorry,
about.
chat. We're giggling because one of the designers of this game called us out on Twitter for being very horny this episode. But it's Jason's fault for making that wifeable NPC. You know, it's
100% Jason's fault.
It's 100%
completely
Jason's
willing
fault.
to take credit for this.
Listen. Okay. But yes,
I'm
tell
gonna
us more
print
about
this out
your.
and frame it.
Tell us about your air shanty,
Yes.
Yeah.
darling siren.
Yeah. Oh, my brain.
Are you like? Do we have something with us where we can make like fog appear so that Imogene can really make a proper entrance?
I don't know.
Stage?
Do you have something that can make fog appear?
No, I think it's more like I'm trying to make it seem like it's like I should just be there type of thing. So I'm trying to just be like nonchalant, not like nonchalant, but more like I want people to hear me, but it's like kind of just like I'm just doing some work on this here ship.
Okay.
Yep. Like I do, like
Yeah.
like
It's
just,
a while you're working air shanty.
right,
Like,
yes.
Okay.
But it's enough that people would be like, what is happening?
Okay.
like it would seem in place if this was a place where people like sang songs while they did work.
It would make sense if you were like out at air right now.
Out at air. If we were out at air, this would make perfect sense. But instead we're in at air.
Yeah, exactly. So it's less sensical right now.
Also, it you're not sure if it's something about your brand of idol magic, but the moment that you create, the moonlight is on you, and there's also the snow drifting through the air around you. Just these little gusts of snow, large snowflakes as you're singing, and it's very haunting. And the wind is actually carrying your song. And the four Alfir stop what they were doing, and they look over to you. And at first, they're not moving; they're just all staring at you.
Yeah, I'm like not even gonna check to see if they are looking. I'm just going to believe that they are because I know that this is how this works. And just like kind of keep milling about like doing work and just like keep going.
Can we see that they're all kind of investigating?
Yeah, you can see that they're all focused on her right now. They're all looking up at that upper deck, and they're not looking in your direction.
I would like to do a pounce.
I would like
All
to
right.
fire my crossbow.
Okay.
I would like to run up and stab.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say let's do Torith first because he's firing something and doesn't actually have to go anywhere.
Okay, so 2d10?
Torith. Yes, you're a 2d10 because you don't have the order domain, right? I don't think you do.
No, I do not.
All right, so 2d10.
We'll roll this candy corn dice.
Don't
And this-
eat it.
Oh, I'm
this-
rolling my ice cream dice too. I've
Yeah,
got
and-
sherbets.
Oh, y'all
Okay.
just where are my dice? Oh, okay, right there.
I'm rolling my Spire dice.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a 2 and a 9.
Okay, so that's a success. Yes. Okay. Yes. I was gonna say usually this would be a difficulty 1, but I think because they're so distracted by
Mm.
I took that difficulty 1 for you.
Thank you.
So yeah, what's the stress on your crossbow?
Oh, good lord.
I can look it up if you don't have it.
I don't know what it is. Wait,
Actually,
I think it's a D6.
D6. Yes.
oh yeah,
it's
D6. Yeah, sorry. I didn't know that's what you meant. Yeah, it's
So
a
roll
D6.
me a D6.
Oh no. I rolled a 2.
All right. So these four are you aiming? I mean, you can't really make out any difference between them from this distance. So you're just aiming at one of them randomly.
There's 4 of them.
Yep.
I'm aiming at number 3.
Okay. Yeah. So you fire, and they're all sort of looking up at Imogene and her singing, and they seem a bit entranced and also very curious. And then a crossbow bolt is sticking out of the chest of one of these Alfir. You can't hear it from here, but he sort of lets out this gasp. I'm going to say that Imogene probably can hear it. And he just looks down at this bolt that's sticking out of his chest.
I'm still not gonna look. Just
Everyone around him
really
just like
cash.
assumes it's because of the performance.
Yeah, none of the other Alfir have noticed this yet, and he doesn't. He's so confused by what's happening right now that the rest of you will be on the group before he can do anything.
Oh, that's such a good image too. Just like in the darkness, and then just all of a sudden, so I pull out the box and I press the little button on the side, and the whole thing just folds out really quick and shoots like instantaneously. It's like, and I'm holding like this little crossbow.
Very efficient.
Yeah, I mean it's a one-shotter. I only get one shot, so.
All right. So
Throw it away.
Kahosa,
Yes.
are you using your chain? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm running in, and I am going to attempt to like, yeah, I probably have my chain out, and I'm probably going to.
Chain them.
Okay, but I have a question. Are we close to like an edge? Could I huck any of them off? Is that an option?
You could. They're around the pilot's deck. There is like a low railing.
Okay.
But you could try to just like body slam one of them and push them over the railing.
From my perspective, does that seem reasonably possible? And are there nets below to catch them? Because if so, I don't. If they might survive, there's no heckin' point. Like
yeet the
no,
Alfir.
there's no netting underneath this part of skywhale.
I would like to run in, and I would like to attempt to get their attention for reasons. I do think as I'm running in, I scrape my chest, and reveal.
I was wondering if you were gonna remember this.
I just reveal some like oddly blood-looking runes on my chest. Don't worry about it; it's totally fine.
No, I don't get to see them. So cool.
Yeah, no, because it's only presenting forward, so all y'all behind me or too far away don't get to see these. So I tear at what I'm wearing to reveal the runes on my chest. And I'm running in and say, "Excuse me, we'd like you all to leave now," and then take my chain and like whack. If I can push someone off, I would like to try and push someone off.
Yeah, I'll let you try that.
Okay, I would like to attempt to push someone off.
I'm just trying to find the details on your mark.
Do you want me to tell you? Because I have it.
Yes.
Okay,
Tell me.
so basically what happens here is... Oh, dang, I had it up and then I lost it. Here it is. So just... Let's say I have adorned my body with sanctified blood and oil and mind-warping sigils of the red goddess.
Just in case.
Just in case, as you do,
Hypothetically.
And then any Alfir who look upon me, which I'm trying to get them to do, because I am trying to get their attention, immediately take 1 stress. And then if they touch me or I touch them, they take an additional D3 stress. And all of my attacks against them, once I've activated my blood runes, gain the brutal tag. I get a little bit vicious, let's say.
Yes, just a little bit.
Just a little. It's fine.
All right, so give me a fight plus order.
Order?
Roll. Yes.
Even though I'm doing this very occultishly?
Yes, because the people you are fighting are order-based.
Fine. It's fine.
We tried here on Spire.
Ooh. I got a 6 and a 9.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
So you give me a D3 roll.
Okay. That was a 2.
Okay. So you sort of rush up, and you're trying to push this guy, right? You're trying to shove him off?
I'm trying to push, one of them off and get the attention of the rest of them.
Okay. But at first, you get the attention of the one you're charging at first, who just sort of looks away from Imogene, looks into your eyes, and also sees the blood rune, and his eyes just sort of go wide. And then you're just slamming into him. You push him, and he was not ready for that. He stumbles backwards over the top of the rail, and he just lets out like a shout.
Whoopsie!
And then he's gone into the darkness. But now it's just like that.
the goofy.
Yeah,
that one.
Oh no, Alfir ruined.
They ruined
They should be.
themselves.
Yeah, it's
they
their
took
own
over-
fault.
yeah.
Listen. They deserve it. They're terrible. Okay.
But yes, you topple one over the railing into the darkness. The other 3 sort of spin to look at you. And they also now see the rune that you have on you. They all look they're all masked. But you
So I
can see
can't
their
see their-
eyes. Behind the mask, their eyes are just going wide.
Yes.
And
Excellent.
one of them has a crossbow bolt in them.
Yes, one of them does.
Okay.
Mirabelle,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I'm running up, and then I'm gonna stab one of them in the back with my rapier.
Nice.
All right, as I spun to look at Cahosa, you rush up and stab one in the back.
Yeah.
Give me a fight plus order roll.
Yeah. As
You don't
this
have a-
ties into what made chaos happen, I will roll with mastery.
Yes, because you are directly assaulting them.
Yeah. So I have 2 dice.
You do.
No.
Oh!
What did you get?
4.
4.
I wish
All
that
right.
didn't happen. Worked on other people, but it doesn't.
So you rush up to the one that's closest to you, who was staring in horror at Cahosa. But as you're rushing up the plank, this one hears your footsteps coming, spins around to face you, and puts up a saber that they have.
Yeah.
And you close to stab them with your rapier, and the rapier is deflected by the saber, and the saber slices down your arm. So you are going to take... You don't have any armor, right?
No, but I think should I use... no, I'm gonna wait.
Okay. That's not what I want to hit. Oh, nice. You only took a little bit of blood stress, so it just
Yeah.
it scrapes down your arm as your rapier is deflected. The saber blade hits my arm.
These clothes are new, you son of a bitch.
He doesn't seem to register that. It's just saying it. He's much more concerned about other things that are happening.
And I will, I don't think it will make any damage, but I will put down my boot on his so that he can't pull away.
Okay. Yeah, you're definitely like in close combat with them, and they're not really going very far. You also see another crossbow bolt shoot to the side of you, to the same one that Torith had hit, and a crossbow slams him in the chest, and he looks back down at his chest and now has 2 crossbow bolts sticking out of it. And then he falls forward into a kneel and then falls face first on the deck. And Dash looks over at Torith and just gives a nod.
How many Alfir are left?
2.
Because that one went down proper, right? Like that one's down and out?
Yep.
We can see that? Okay.
Can I use disharmony to make them fight each other?
Ooh.
Or can I not because I am currently, or like that's popped off. That ship has sailed. because the attacks have started.
Can you only do that while it's still peaceful, or like what's,
I don't know.
what does it say?
I don't
For
think there was a
disharmony?
limitation about that.
Make a deceive plus occult roll. Pick a target that can see and hear you. On a success, they will immediately inflict stress on their nearest ally, equal to whatever weapon they're holding, believing them to be an enemy.
That sounds like
I think you can do that.
I would like to do that, please, and make a deceive plus occult roll.
Do it.
I will.
But you are going to have difficulty 1 again.
Makes sense.
It's a 6.
6 is partial success, so it's success with a cost. Let's see.
Yeah. They can't attack me though, because I have not attacked them.
That is true. So how do you do this? How do you communicate to them that their allies are not their allies?
I think I'm just gonna like weave that shit right into my air shanty, like subliminal messaging style.
Siren song.
Like if you
so
just
good.
like if you were to play it backwards, it would be like kill your friends, kill your friends,
What you really want to do is kill your friends.
kill your friends.
Yeah, I think
Or perhaps you singing, and then you have the background harmony that is stab your friend.
what I think this goes into is basically the whole melody of the sea shanty or the air shanty changes. And there's just a haunting refrain about mutiny and about sailors rising up against each other.
Nice.
And one of the Alfir turns to the other Alfir and just slashes out with his saber. And you inflict, when that happens, they inflict their weapon stress on their nearest ally?
Yes. Yeah, they inflict stress on their nearest ally equal to whatever weapon they're holding.
Okay. I didn't even bring...
You really hate to see that happen.
Imogene, roll me a d6.
Oh.
Because I didn't even bother to get my dice.
Ooh, that was a 6.
Nice. All right.
Kill your friends.
Yeah. So
your friends.
One of the Alfir lashes out with his sword at one of the other Alfir on the deck and just actually stabs him straight in the chest with his saber. The Alfir who is stabbed just coughs up some blood and looks extremely surprised.
Why?
And then the Alfir just kicks him off of his blade and mutters, "Traitor."
I mean,
So, did he kill him?
Blood on my
Lemon juice and hot water, Maribel. You'll be fine.
Did please tell me that Imogen actually just said that?
Yes. Yeah.
Now there's only one Alfir standing here.
Can I push him off?
You can try. That would be a fight plus order roll, and you have difficulty 1.
I roll 1d10
I guess you do.
because I don't have order and I have a knack in fight. Why is Taurus doing this? That's a 4.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna try that didn't happen and see if I get anything better.
Okay.
I take mind stress when I do this, by the way. D6. I rolled the same number.
Oh, no.
Can I come up behind it with my weighted chain and just wrap it around his neck and like pull him back into me and like gently caress his face as I do so?
All right. Well, first let me figure out what happened here with Torth.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So,
Can I?
Torth,
Please. Okay, you didn't roll bad, so you're not gonna like fall off the ship, right?
It's a
Right?
4.
you didn't roll a critical failure.
Okay,
you
thank
did roll
goodness.
a failure. You rush up to this one remaining Alfir who has his saber out because he just stabbed his other fellow sailor with it. You try to push him, but honestly, shoving people is not really your Vermisian Sage specialty.
No.
And when you sort of impact this Alfir sailor, you find that he is brawnier and weightier than you had imagined from a distance. So it's almost like hitting a tree, like running into a tree.
Okay, can I have a little? So I do that, and I hit him, and I look up, and I go, and then instantaneously I'm back where I was, and I try it again.
Oh no, buddy!
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
And the exact same thing happened, and I go.
Yep. You tried to twist fate, but you ended up with the exact same outcome.
What?
I rolled a 6 on my d6. Or do you roll the stress?
Usually I do it, but
okay. Then never mind.
No fun. No fun.
Never mind.
Oh, you're so lucky too, because I rolled a 1.
I kind of want the 6 stress though.
No, you don't.
Well, you are going to take some stress from failing your shoving thing.
Hey now.
Hey, I have a lot of mind stress. Okay.
Yeah.
I got buffers for days.
And you have armor too, right? You have 1 point of armor?
I think I have 1 armor, yeah.
All right.
Because
you did just take 6 blood stress. So what happens there is your reality sort of resets itself as you try to rewrite how things go, but you fail rewriting how things go. You charge back at him again. You run into him with the same result where he doesn't budge. This Alfir has, not sea legs, but skywhale legs.
Air legs.
He's used to walking on these decks, and he's rooted in place. You run into him, and you feel that same familiar as you just felt it moments earlier, sense where you just hit something large and hard and unmoving. But as you pull back this time, you realize that you had also been impaled on his saber.
Now I want to use next logical step.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
This stuff writes itself. Once per session, you can declare something is present in the world if you dare in a schlocky Pulp Fiction story.
Okay, and what is present in the world here on this skywhale deck?
I want to, take my rapier and cut a rope, and then have a box drop on top of the.
So they're just conveniently boxes above.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's definitely schlocky and Pulp Fiction-like, and makes sense in the narrative. Is there any role for that, or is it just
no? It just happens.
Okay. So yes, I will say there are the boxes here. You're still gonna have to make a roll to cut the thing and have this work the way you want it to. What kind of roll would that be? Wow, this is really reaching out. I think it's going to be a fight plus commerce roll.
Shit, then I'm.
Did you stretch before those mental gymnastics?
Can it be fixed because it's building things on top of him?
Wow. Did you stretch before those mental gymnastics?
I'm going to allow that. I'm going to allow it. I'll allow you to use fix because
you're playing building blocks on top of a person.
You're fixing Torith's problem.
Yeah, and does this includes the mastery dice from the chaos, or is that gone?
No, I'd say this still applies for directly assaulting and causing trouble.
Okay. Then I actually rolling some dice this time.
But it is difficulty 1.
Okay. With say number, I shall remove them from the dice. I have rolled 3, so 1, 2, or 3. Which shall
1?
Damn it. Then it's a 6.
You knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So because you're using fix, I'm going to say you don't cut the rope or anything. You actually basically have to use. There is some rigging set up, and there are some boxes above here, and you're basically unhooking the rigging as the way they would normally remove these boxes from the netting, but you're doing it before they would normally remove the boxes. You pull down this set of it's crates and luggage that's above this pilot deck. You pull it down on top of this person. But in the process, these boxes just tumble down on top of them and they fall forward onto you. And
onto me? Because I was
onto Mirabelle as they're trying to get out from this avalanche of boxes.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I have expertise in getting hit by boxes since before. So.
Oh, that explains it then. Brilliant.
The boxes tumble down on top of them and they're sort of buried underneath them. They trip forward, slashing you slightly on the leg with their saber as they fall. But the boxes falling down upon them just sends them tripping past you and over the railing.
Okay.
And they and a number of these boxes fall into the darkness below.
So I got hit by a saber, did you say?
Yeah, you did. Not a serious wound, just a shallow wound.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still holding on.
That was...
Because let me know if I got hit more by, swords and weapons, because I have an ability for that.
I will let you know. The rigger comes up behind you, and she has her rope, or she has her hand axe. But she sort of looks around, says, you seem to have handled that well.
Well...
Then she looks over at Torith, and you all sort of look over at Torith, who looked okay a moment ago.
I'm just holding my side, which is like big red
you now
stain.
See a large red stain on Torith's side.
I will run up to Torith and attempt to fix him.
Mostly,
using the fix skill?
Yeah.
Mostly successful.
Give me a... Well, tell me how you're fixing him.
Newspaper?
Just punch a bunch of newspaper in there.
Yeah.
All good.
I'm going to take the wound and I'm going to staple it together. No, I'm not.
Oh, worried look on my face for a second.
Yeah, but I'm thinking I have some needle and thread that I will, and I will also give him mild sedative because I have the bon vivant.
Yes, I was just thinking that when you mentioned it.
What is that?
Oh, it's an amazing thing.
Oh,
No.
Well, not in that way. It gives plus to reputation, and your hedonism knows no bounds. You suffer no penalties to actions based on inebriation, drug use, or tiredness. But then it also has, you can declare that you're carrying some sort of drug on your person. So now I have some, that takes away the pain.
Okay, so give me a fix plus low society roll.
The person
that's
who
good.
doesn't know who they are, drugs.
That's an 8.
What could possibly go wrong?
Okay. Give me a D3 roll.
That's 2.
Okay. So you do heal up some of the blood stress on Torith. My cat is...
Mocha.
Just need some attention.
Yeah.
That's all.
He's usually so well behaved during this game, but not today. So basically, Mirabelle gives Torith some unknown, is like a pill do you have, or
I think it's a bottle.
Put it
Bottle,
under
a
his
vial.
tongue.
I have a shot, and I will, then you will not notice that I'm not a doctor.
I already noticed that.
Nobody thought you were a doctor.
Everyone has noticed that.
Yeah, but it will take away some of the pain.
You drink it, and immediately when you drink it, your tongue starts to go numb. But then it's quickly followed by a euphoric feeling, or you feel kind of detached from your body, and you don't feel the wound so much
It's like
anymore.
a koala crept a rainbow in my brain.
This is so. This is the drug from Big Trouble in Little China that makes you feel invincible.
Smart.
And you immediately, once you know how fast that kicks in, Mirabelle. So you sort of sit down in front of Torith and break out this slightly suspicious. It looks little more than a sewing kit, more than a first aid kit. And you just start to work on the wound. Like you tear away Torith's clothes where the wound is, and you just see this deep gash where the sword had impaled him.
I have done this before. I mean, you should just see some of the wounds that people get from working in the presses.
Yeah, you've seen some bad things down in the works. But yeah, you start stitching Torith up, and it's not a perfect job. Torith is definitely not all better, but you do stop the bleeding for now. It'll work for them until he can find better medical attention.
How?
I would say, sorry.
Go ahead.
Can I climb down from where I was perched?
Yes, you can.
I'm going to do that.
All right. Go. So, were you gonna do something?
It's okay.
All right. Well, all right. At least we got them out of the way without setting off any further alarms.
Yes, that's first part done, right?
Right.
Now just to fly it, which one of you are very skilled at, I'm sure.
The rigger looks down at Dash, who shrugs, and he walks over to
Yeah, Dash!
Looks down to this literal child.
Hey!
he walks up to the front of the
Very
pilot's
mature
deck.
young person.
Yeah, I let him
Got
drink
this,
on my
lady,
tab.
No worries.
I let him drink on my tab. Clearly, I think he's okay.
He runs a whole gang of children. He's clearly the most mature of the children.
Yeah,
He's the king of the children.
he is the adult child.
Yeah,
He is the most adult of the
He
children.
is the most responsible criminal child.
Exactly.
And that's saying something because there are a ton of criminal children.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of them here. So, this is going very well, clearly.
He walks up to the front of this. He's like, well, I've piloted a lot of birds. How much different could this be? And then he looks down, and in front of the pilot's deck, there's the head of this
Gassy
skywhale.
boy.
Yeah. There are the antenna, of which now you can see there are 6 antenna that come off the head of this thing. And they are attached to a series of sort of like pulleys and ropes and levers. He's like, well, okay, sure.
This is gonna be
problem.
fun.
He just rubs his hands together, and he starts adjusting some levers, pulling some levers, and adjusting the antenna on the skywhale. You hear a sound. It's a song. It's
I'd like to see if Imogene's still singing.
no, and this is not Imogene. But you hear
Is
this.
it better than me?
No, it is not better than you.
Damn
Although
right.
it is
You're
it is
goddamn right it's not.
it is this very haunting, it's like a whale song, terrestrial whale song. But you can tell it's basically the gas in the gas bags of the sky whale being exhaled, and as they pass through these gill-like openings in the side of the sky whale, they make a song. But then the sky whale also starts to descend. Dash is like, oh, all right, well, I know what that does now.
That's down. That's down.
Starts making little notes on like what the controls do.
He's definitely making at least mental notes to himself.
It's like, okay, all right, okay.
Yes. Well,
He
you're
just-
learning. This...
He adjusts another one, and the skywhale starts to turn. He's like, all right. This makes sense. It's like a really simple machine. Yeah, all right. Okay, so we got to go up to the top of the spire.
Mhm.
We got to drop off the crew because that was part of the arrangement.
Yep.
Right.
Then we'll send you on your way, and we'll start our distraction. Sound good?
Perfect.
Sounds like a plan.
Boy.
Just one thing. While I'm piloting this giant skywhale, if any of the Alfear sailors notice, you might have to like just keep them off of me.
Oh, there's more.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there are more.
Oh, okay.
Well, then we'll just
Can I
set
do
up
a thing?
Yeah. Do a
Hell
thing.
yeah. Do that thing.
Do all the things.
Let me double check. Let me double check the thing that says I can do stuff. Yep. Okay, got it. I am. I think Kosa's like, oh, I thought we had gotten rid of all of them. Well, let's go find the rest. And I'm going to call up my babies, and a bunch of little spiders appear. And I'm gonna be like,
God.
would you please go out and find the remaining Alfear for us? We just, it'd be nice to know where they are, and how best to get rid of them. And I'm gonna send out the babies. I'm casting summon sweetlings, and I'm using their watch webs, which can fill the space of a building. So I imagine this works.
Yeah, you can send them out basically on the skywhale in general.
And it gives me immediate awareness of everything in the vicinity.
Oh, damn.
Wow, you
So-
just put spy cams everywhere.
Yeah, look at
Alright,
that.
Tiny spider babies.
So I'm gonna
Go
say
do your spider spying.
it takes a moment because you basically send out your spiders, and all of these spiders just start appearing from the sleeves of Cahosa's ceremonial sort of midwife robes.
They were there that
and just-
whole time.
And they just start scattering along the decks and moving along the rigging and everything. I mean, climbing rigging is no problem for a spider. And they're just spreading out all along the surface of the skywhale. The skywhale even notices them. It does not seem to care. And as Dash is starting to get used to the controls, your spiders sort of report back to you, and you have this sense, like a spider web, where you can feel every vibration and everything that's even slightly off in the whole of the skywhale. You
That's cool.
sense every drow that is still walking the deck.
Mhm.
All of the ones that pointedly looked away and let you pass. You also sense towards the back top of the skywhale, there is another upper deck similar to the one that Imogene was on when she was singing. But this one is larger and has a building on it.
A building?
Like not a large building, like a it's just enclosed.
Okay.
A wooden enclosure.
Gotcha.
It's just a
And
building.
yeah, there's a
Okay.
skyscraper on the
Okay.
back.
It's a small office building.
Just like the ship office, the captain's
The size of my
quarters.
house, probably.
Yeah, just like you do.
a small, just a small four-person bedroom, four bedroom home,
Yeah.
2-bath, like a powder
Little-
room.
Little business annex, satellite office.
Anyway,
Yep, sorry.
there's
Continue.
this enclosed wooden area, and you know that there are 3 more Alfear inside there.
Well,
They, from your senses, you gather that they are sleeping.
ooh.
They're gonna sleep the long sleep.
Time to taste clay.
Yep. So I like literally have like, because there's a little baby spider in my ear. I'm like,
Oh, you're not gonna make Jason do the spider voice?
Oh, he just described it. I'm not gonna make him do it all again.
All right, I'm just gonna pretend. I'm gonna imagine it in my mind.
I'll find a way to get the spider voice somewhere in here.
There's 3 of them at the back, Kosa.
Oh,
Exactly, like that.
little baby.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you. I really. Oh, yes. Well, so it seems there are 3 more of them. They have kindly grouped themselves together at the back of the boat. Whale.
Well, what?
You were saying well, yeah, I'm like saying well at first.
And they are all asleep. So I don't know if anyone would like to come with me and just kindly remove them. I
Sure.
think.
I should move them.
I can do that, yeah.
Okay, let's go.
I'll stay up here.
That's not really in my skill set.
Kahosa,
Yes.
those runes?
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
You can all see those now.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it.
Oh, that's nothing, dear. Don't you worry. That just you know.
Do I know what they are?
They only affect Alfir, right?
They only affect Alfir.
Let's see. Make a Mirabelle. Make a investigate plus religion.
Don't find out about my secret. My secret
That's a
vengeance
6?
goddess. No.
A 6? Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Don't worry, I can go to the Vermisian and find out.
But you
Oh,
haven't-
good, yes.
I'm covering them back. Like, I was facing
You
away and I
attacked the
covered them
person
up.
while we were all there.
Yes, but all you saw was their eyes go wide. It makes sense that Mirabelle sees it because we're walking to the back now. We're together.
Yeah.
It's me and Mirabelle.
So Mirabelle, you look closely at those runes, and you do recognize something about them.
The book cannot save you.
You did this.
You're trying to place it at first, and you're remembering where you've seen something like these before. And your recollection goes back to the works and working down in the crowded, noisy, machine-filled lower spire. And previous investigations and stories you had done down there. And you had come across you had not come across actual practitioners of this, but you had come across violent scenes, murders down in the works. And some of very familiar runes were left behind, etched in blood. And from your own following of your leads in the story, it had led you to conclude that these were Vigilites. They were radical worshippers of the blood moon, which is now forbidden, was once part of drow religion, but now is forbidden by the Alfir. And you know that the goddess of the blood moon is violent and angry and doesn't act with the same sort of grace and subtlety.
Well, it tracks with Kahosa, so I mean.
What is subtlety anyway?
To be fair, I have spoken. I've spoken about our moon goddess. Our drow moon. One of the
Canon conversation. Yep. Keep going. You're doing great.
Do you want the shovel for Christmas?
Keep going. You're doing an awesome job.
I didn't lie completely or any. I haven't. Anyways,
it just never came up in conversation. So it's really our fault.
Yep.
Yeah.
It definitely
Yeah.
never. Yeah, exactly. So
But as you're remembering this, Mirabelle, you just feel, and you had felt this at the time when you had first come across these runes. You start to feel irritated and angry
Oh shit.
when you look at them. Just slightly, but it's like everything has you're more edgy about everything now.
Mirabelle's an elf here. We knew it.
No.
Jacques.
Go ahead.
Perhaps you should cover them up.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry about that. It's very.
Have you had them long?
A while. It is.
God damn it! I need to rewrite the entire chapter now.
No. Well, no. It's not since your. Oh gosh. Your previous article is still valid.
Well, I mean, this is for the book, you know.
Oh, well then,
I mean,
I apologize. So,
but on the other hand, vigilante and enraged. Yeah, this is good. This is yes.
you know, Mirabelle, if you could just keep this
The rigger
between
pokes
us.
her head between the two of you and says, "What?"
Jason, why?
Yes.
And she didn't see the markings, but she says,
I've covered up. I've covered back up.
Yeah.
"What's going on here?"
We are discussing my latest literary masterpiece.
Yes, and we were proceeding to the back in case you missed it. There are 3 more elf here. We were going to go escort off the whale.
Escort to the afterlife.
Yes.
Yeah,
Emergency whale exit.
there are different ways to do this, but I'm thinking one of the. And I look at Kohosa. I don't think we should set the wooden building on fire.
No, that would not be the first. My first plan.
The rigger looks over at you.
That's more
He looks
like.
over at Kohosa.
Why is that plan A?
That's definitely more of a third or fourth plan.
Good, then we're on the same page.
I feel like plan A should be like, let the spiders kill them.
Yes.
Yeah, but I have also seen how, Kohosa likes to, talk about burning Elfirs and...
Oh, well, that's valid.
I'm not saying that I don't have that power yet, but
Give it time.
just wait a little longer, and we'll.
The rigger
Anyways.
sort of clears her throat and says, "We still got to pilot this thing. Let's not set it on fire."
Yes.
Quite
Oh,
yet."
of course. And I imagine gas might be flammable. We're definitely trying to let you all stay safe up here, and we're just gonna go. If you would like to assist, please feel free. But you are more than welcome to join us.
A fire that's going across the sky is also easily spotted, so that's also very.
Oh yes. We don't want that.
And just then, the little spider in your ear, Kohosa, whispers to you, "We found something interesting."
Oh, yes. Oh, they found something else. yes, darlings. What is it that you found?
Like the little spider phone that we have going.
Yeah, with the spider phone.
I don't know what they are, but they're netting filled with glass globes.
Oh, I look at the rigger and I'm like, when you mentioned that there was ammunition for dropping, would you say that it is in glass globe form?
And she smiles and says, "Yes, I would."
Oh.
Hang on. Put a pin in that, darlings. We might be using those later. Thank you. Oh, the babies have found them. They found the ammunition. Should we want to play with that later?
The babies.
The babies.
Those would be inferno globes.
Oh, so
That sounds cool.
yeah.
That sounds cool.
I'd like 10, please.
You
If
were mentioning setting things on fire. That's a very good way to do it.
I mean,
The Alfir drop them from the skywhale, and they burn.
I think I want one.
A
Are
nice-
they big?
They are like grapefruit sized.
interesting. Smaller than you would think.
Yeah, they're not really large.
Interesting. All right. Well, it is the Solar Basilica. Wouldn't be inappropriate for it to be a light.
Just remember your goggles.
But in the meantime, let's go find those Alfear, shall we?
All right. So who's going to find the Alfear?
Well, Mirabelle and Kosa for sure.
Okay. The rigger will go with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Private time with my wife.
And are you planning to use your other spiders?
I think I would have to. I don't think I can do them both at the same time. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't.
I don't think there's a limitation that
There's a
says.
lot of rules about limitations in Spire.
If it doesn't say you can't.
Yeah, if it doesn't say you can't, then you totally can.
No, it says.
That's the law.
Yeah, no, it doesn't say you can't.
Yeah, I think you could.
Ooh, okay.
Just a separate casting.
Okay, well, since fire is not an option, we can go over there, and I don't know if you want to each take one and attempt to handle them rather efficiently, or if you prefer, I could just let the babies have at them. We could simply
babies.
open the door, let them in, close the door, let that be that. You know?
That sounds both horrific and like a good plan.
Yeah.
I am
Check
conflicted.
for alarms. Check for alarms.
What was that? God?
Well, we should definitely I suppose we should take a peek in the room first to double check, but if it's just a sleeping quarters, I look at the rigger, like there wouldn't be, these ships, there wouldn't be anything in there, would there?
In where?
If we proceed back there, is it likely that this is just a sleeping quarter?
Yes. It's their sleeping quarters where they sleep.
And there wouldn't be any backup emergency alarms or anything they could do?
They probably have an alarm nearby. It's in different places for different setups and ships, but
Well, perhaps we should just peek inside the room then.
you can hear Mocha.
Mocha.
Sure. Let's give it a look and see what we can find out. Just quietly.
Yes, agreed. Let's go.
All right. Do one of you have sneak?
Yeah.
Mirabelle?
Yes.
You have it?
Thank God.
All right. And you would be the only one of you three that has it. Actually, no, that might not be true. Just check real quick.
The rigger sneaky.
Yeah.
Might be.
I mean, it would make sense if they were.
Yes, the rigger does have sneak. So you're going to get an extra die.
Okay.
This is going to be a sneak plus order.
Okay. So I have only 3 dice then.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a 6.
That was a real sharpen hand.
Yeah, I was... Yeep.
Well, the other ones was really low.
All right.
Did you say that there was some sort of advantage we had because of my spider babies looking out and letting us know where stuff was?
You know what? I think I remember. I think I remember that.
I feel like that's something, right?
No, but you're relatively all right. So
Okay.
basically, this is how it goes. You sneak to that back deck. You creep your way up the platform. There's this wooden building in front of you, and the rigger and Mirabelle sort of leading the way. You're trailing back a little bit, relying less on your stealth because you're not that stealthy, and more on your advanced information you have from your spiders telling you where everything is. You creep up, and you were going to peek inside, correct?
I think we just wanted to check if there was an alarm that they could set off.
Okay. You look around, and yes, on the outside of this wooden structure, you see a similar, just like a placard with a bell hanging onto it. He's usually so well behaved during these games.
The skywhale cat.
Yeah. You know, you gotta watch out for skywhale mice. So you gotta have skywhale cats on your...
you gotta
They're
have.
called pigeons.
That's just the skywhale song. As it descends a little.
Yes.
Meow.
Giant skywhale makes tiny mew noises.
Canon.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we have covered this. This is here. As long as we don't let them have that, that's fine. What had we decided again? Did we decide to do this ourselves, or to simply let the spiderlings have at them?
And I will look at my leg wound
Oh yeah.
and let the spiders do it.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make
And then I
sure.
will look another direction and put fingers in my ears.
Yeah, and I look at the rigger, and I'm just like, I've been told that some people find this rather horrific. So just a slight heads up for you.
Just a content warning.
She nods slowly and like crosses her arms and leans a little bit back from you.
Yeah, you don't want to watch it happen. I've seen that. I can give you a good description if you want. But no, it's best not to look.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna open the door and just like, lay my hands on the floor, and then just out of my sleeves just pour thousands and thousands of content
so
warning
cool.
spiders.
Give me a roll for that.
Okay, it
I think a
is.
compel plus occult, I believe.
Compel plus occult. Yep. Oh wait, let me double check something. Yeah, no, I only got. Wow. Aha! A 4 and a 9.
Okay. So you
Great
open
if I
the
had rolled
door.
a spider, I would have been so happy.
Oh, that would have been so apropos.
You open the door, and as you were opening the door, you weren't expecting this, but there is an Alfir standing there,
Oh,
as if they were just about to come out.
Oh dear.
You were sort of leaning down or hunching down as you open the door, ready to like release your spiderlings in there. They look down at you. They are wearing a cloth mask. You guess that this is an Alfir sleeping mask. They even wear masks when they're sleeping, but they wear different ones.
oh, cool.
And
I mean, not cool, terrible.
he looks down at you,
Interesting.
sort of bleary-eyed and confused, and then gasps and starts to shout. But as he starts to shout, the spiders just pour out of your sleeves. He does get like a short shout out before these spiders are just all over him. And you see the other two Alfir start to stir and wake up.
Okay. I was gonna say that since I'm below him, could I literally just with the palm of my wrist up into his jaw to try and like close his mouth and stop the screaming?
Yeah, I'll say that.
And
So
also thus pushing him back inside. And this is with the force of my standing up and pushing into him to push him back and shut him up and push him inside so I can close the door.
So what happened to you?
So the other thing that happens
Listen,
there is
this is self-defense, okay?
Oh, all right, then it's fine.
Thank you.
so he starts to shout. He just like starts to yell, and you like spring up with your palm. You hit his chin with it. His mouth closes, and you see like blood from his mouth, like he bit his tongue.
I'm sorry.
He stumbles backwards, but also like spiders are just coming out of your sleeve that you just hit, up at him, and they're just like crawling over his head. So he just like gargles and spits some blood out and falls backwards, and there are just these spiders all over him and pouring into the room.
I would like to quietly, calmly close the door.
It's like, I was never here.
Nothing to see here.
You do start to hear some other shouts from the other two Alfir that are in there, but you close the door.
It's so good.
there's some shouting and things like being knocked over inside the room. And then you feel someone pulling the door as you're trying to...
Help, please!
Yeah, okay.
The rigger runs over and Mirabelle run over, and they're both helping you hold the door closed. And it seems that whoever was trying to pull it open on the other side can't overcome the three of you holding it closed. There's some more shouting on the inside, and then eventually there's just quiet.
Oh, I think they're done.
They're done. It's not a cake.
The rigger lets go of the door.
Ding. Murder's done.
I'm gonna. Was she gonna say something?
I don't know how I feel about any of this.
I apologize. I did try to warn you.
No, I know.
This is...
These things happen.
These things happen.
Spiders
happen.
I mean, literally. These things happen.
If you don't like them, if you just want to turn around now, I'm gonna open the door slightly and put my hand down and allow them to come back. I'm like, come back, babies.
Says, do you always have those spiders in your robes?
By her blessing.
I love it so much.
Listen, this is like a weird take on like a paladin or something. I'm like super like...
I love it so much.
My goddess is with me. She is blessing all of us.
Look at all these babies.
Look at all these babies that she has gifted to us and these many eyes that I have. What a blessing.
Praise be to her.
You do see the rigger sort of leans back or steps back from you, and she's looking around, and she seems to really just be noticing for the first time, but your other sweetlings, the watchwebs, they have covered like the skywhale with faint, awesomer webbing, because that's what they use to kind of detect everything going on. And she smiles a little bit and says, they can spin webs, huh?
I know. I very much would... it's definitely a skill I'm still working at. One day.
All right. I think that may have been all the Alfir on the skywhale. Which means it's ours now.
Yeah, if there are any left, they certainly are successfully sneaky because to have avoided all of us and also the many, many eyes upon them on this ship. But yes, should we return to the front?
Yes.
Rejoin with our compatriots?
Yes. And the three of you return to the front and rejoin everyone else. And Dash says, all right, I think I've got this thing figured out. We're going to go, and you can already see that while you were doing this, the skywhale has gained altitude and is now above the spire slightly. So you can see the upper surface of New Heaven, the top of the spire below you. We're going to drop off the drow as agreed. And we definitely already have some attention, not to alarm anyone. But as we thought, they seem reluctant to fire upon their own military skywhale.
Well, that's good. So will it be a problem dropping people off?
We're going to do it anyway.
Oh, yes. No,
and
of course.
You four have your mission ahead of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I look at everyone and like, we have decided not to simply set it ablaze, right? Because you perhaps missed this. There are wonderful magical orbs down below that simply...
Oh, yeah. I want to see if I can pick one or two up.
Yeah, I'm going to say you can. You don't need a roll for that. Like, if you go and check it out, they're just held. They're very carefully held in netting. Each a little bit separate from the other so they don't swing against each other.
I would also like to take one.
Does everyone want to take one?
I just want to tuck it away.
Do you each want to take one?
I would love a fireball. Sure, give me that.
I was pretty sure
that.
Kosa was not going to turn one down.
Give me that good fireball, please. That
All of a sudden,
grapefruit
Kosa's
of
like,
fire.
I've decided not to burn things anymore.
Yeah, so you each take one, and you return back to the 4 mega corvids that are still perched on the skywhale. The rigger's with you, but Dash is still at the front. All right, you have to go. We'll distract them as long as we can, but eventually we're gonna have to get off this ride too.
How far away are we from where Dash is piloting?
You can see him.
Like if I wanted to just run and tell him something real quick.
You can. I'll say
right.
you can run and tell him something.
Yeah. I'm just gonna run over there and lean my head in the door. Just be like, hey, when this is all over, drinks on me back at the Mermaid, okay?
Sure.
All right.
Stay safe.
You too.
Take care of my birds.
Will do. And
Good luck.
You too. And I will run back.
All right. I know that a few of us have to go, so I think the 4 of you get on the mega corvids, which is an interesting experience. They each have harnesses that they wear, and they have little reins that you can grab onto. And they're all very well trained. Dash's Airlarks have trained them well, so they'll be able to get you where you're going. The rigger just nods at the 4 of you and says, well, this has been an experience.
Yes.
Certainly has been.
Thank you so much for all your help. And if we need to find you again,
Yeah, you know where I am.
good.
Yeah, we do.
So,
Yeah,
you go.
find me after this is all said and done. I'd like to know that you survived.
Find.
Yes, the same goes for you. Stay safe. And hopefully hopefully this all goes well, benefits all of us.
Take the fight to them. Good luck. And she sort of steps back as the 4 of you fly off your on your mega corvids away from the skywhale.
This is fun.
Great!
All right, and that's where we're gonna end for today.
Yeah, because we only did we talked about this first half. But God knows what we're gonna do on the second half.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna be in the Solar Basilica.
We're gonna do some arson.
Yeah.
So on the short flight down, we're gonna work on some plans, y'all. Yay!
Plans? What's that?
I feel like that was the hard part, right?
Sure.
I mean, we can borrow, the flashback.
Yeah, right. We're gonna do a Blades style flashback
Ooh,
Hey,
yeah.
Maybe.
I have a
where we made a plan.
I have a dead drop idea when we get there.
Ooh, that's good.
Ooh, excellent.
Well, we all have these backup of fireballs for plan see-through Zed.
I mean, mine's bookmarked for
Choose that as
something, but we'll
fire.
see.
Ooh, yes. Okay, so if that's the end, let's go around and say goodbye to everyone. Tell everyone where you can be found and all that good stuff. And then if you're Jason, you tell us what's happening next week so that we know what to do with stuff. Jason, you go first.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm Jason. You can find me at Jace Levine on Twitter. Yeah, so we play this every other Saturday. So Saturday after next in January, you'll see us again. And where they will be going to the Solar Basilica. And we're only, I think, 2 games away from this campaign coming to an end. So things are going to get serious.
Yeah, in theory, next episode is the penultimate episode.
Yes, the penultimate episode.
I love that word.
Yeah,
I
that's a
do
good word.
And I would just want to say that Jess is going to be doing a super cool new thing at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight on this channel, a board game stream. Some cool board games that I haven't played before, and I'm really interested to see. So yeah, come back and check it out.
I played one of them. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Dustin, it's your turn.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Dusty, GeoNerd on Twitter, and you can find me on Twitter or here on this channel. And there may be some stuff coming up in 2020 that I really should talk to Jess about. But
There might be some stuff.
Yeah.
Running some games. It's a busy season for me, so it's just trying to find time. But yeah, I do stuff on this channel, so hang out here and follow Jess and me, and we will let you know what happens. The
Heck
eyebrows.
Yeah. Eyebrows. Nicholas.
Oh, hello. I'm Nicholas. Nivint at Twitter. Next week I'll be running on Friday the last session of Saturn Moon. And after that, in 2020, I will not start out with streaming another game because I need a small break. Mm-hmm. Because it turns out that, GMing on Twitch is kind of,
it's an experience. It's a whole thing. It's like a whole different thing.
Battery draining?
Yeah, exactly. But I have some plans of things I want to run on this channel next year, but not in the start.
That's fair.
So watch out for that.
Beginning of the year, battery recharge time.
But I will not say no to actually appearing in games here, though. But
noted.
That's another thing.
Awesome. Megan.
Hello, everyone. I am Megan. You can find me on Twitter at MeganLynnFTW, where I am basically all of the time yelling about things. You can find me on itch.io, where I have some games that I have written. And additionally, right now, Jess and I are co-hosting a Fraudulent Gaze game jam. Let me see. I just grabbed the link so I can post it in the chat. There it is. There's the link. So we're hosting a game jam all about being queer and living our lives and being awesome. So check that out. Join it if you are so inclined, or just watch it for what is certain to be a lot of like super, super awesome games coming out of that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and right now, streaming wise, just here every other Saturday until that's done, and then who knows? 2020 is just a big old blank. So hopefully you'll see my face around. Hopefully here. We'll see what happens.
We'll work on it.
That's me. Perfect. Jess, who are you?
Hi. Oh, hi, it's me. This is my channel. Thanks so much for being here. If you haven't hit follow already, do that. And if you're watching later over on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and or the bell. I think people say ring the bell. I
ring the bell.
Some subscribe.
It's literally subscribe. All the things. Yeah, we do a wide variety of TTRPGs and video games with friends on this channel. A lot of stuff. There's some stuff in the works already for next year, and some stuff that will be in the works for next year at some point. But check out all these people. I have posted their links in the chat if you're watching live in Twitch. And if it's YouTube, the links are down below. Go find all these people. Go find all the cool stuff that they do. They all run and play in and make games and all the things. Like Megan said, go check out our super fun, awesome, totally gay game jam. Go check out all the many, many wonderful games that Megan has made. And if you want to be in more games here, you can join our Discord. You can check out my Patreon and for more chances at getting in stuff. But yeah, like Jason said, later tonight at 6 p.m., so in about an hour and a half, 6 p.m. EST, we'll be playing Monarch and Visitor in Blackwood Grove, which are two very different but both very interesting board games, and it's the first time I have run a board game stream on this channel, so it's gonna go really well, and you should definitely come and see absolutely no flaws happen.
It will be perfect.
Exactly, it's gonna be great.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome, but just a bunch of friends and folks are gonna be hanging out in my living room, so come hang out with us in the living room, play games and chat and do all that good fun awesome stuff. And yep, go ahead.
And if something happens, I'm sure it's a misprint in the rules anyway.
Yes, exactly. It was definitely intended, and everything's going to go exactly according to plan. So, heck yeah, come along for the ride. Hope to see you later. And if not, we'll see you around. See you next Friday for Genesis with Nicholas, or the Saturday after that for more Spire with all these cool folks. Have a good day. See you later. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks
Goodbye.
for watching.